Thank you for being with us here for the final map. It's MOUZ versus Cloud9, and it's Ancient to decide this one. They called it a rather cold start, Jason, to kick things off, and it absolutely was. It was freezing cold, so they went outside, and they got even colder. They come back in, they win the map Mirage, and now MOUZ find themselves on Ancient.
Yeah, they really do. Third and deciding map, and it's been an interesting series when you think map 1, MOUZ felt like they were sleeping, like they weren't quite arrived yet. Map 2, completely different MOUZ, who shut down Cloud9, who lost around to all 5 USPs. So both teams struggling on their opponent's map picks. And now we've got this third decider of Ancient coming in hot. MOUZ taking on Cloud9. Opening game of the IEM Katowice group stage for both of these teams. It's been Yimfat, who's performing very well and consistently. 39 kills on the 2 maps so far, and he's going to be under some pressure here early. Exertion helps alleviate it, and then they all step up, and pistol round's done.
Yeah, that's going to be nice and easy, nice and clean for MOUZ to kick things off. And I think when we come on to this map now, you do have to favorite MOUZ with the way they've been performing. They have the AWPer, they had a cold start, but they dominated Mirage for that second half. And the fact that Cloud9 were able to lose against full USPs doesn't fill you with a whole lot of confidence.
I think the problem is, like, if we hadn't seen such a shaky play-in stage from Cloud9, like, we probably wouldn't have this kind of feeling of like, oh, shaky Cloud9 is back, you know, like MOUZ can just take control of a game off one map. But they did have a shaky play-in stage, so it's hard to kind of be super confident they'll be able to bounce back after a tough loss. Looked like they were getting a little bit frustrated in that previous map. Here around with 4 Glocks, 3 Glocks, and two P250s.
I did love the content piece they just did with Harry, and Harry just sitting there not understanding a single thing and saying that he thought they were getting close. I can tell he's close, he knows it, and they're completely talking about the wrong thing. It's just a brilliant piece.
I can't imagine doing trivia in a second language.
Oh yeah.
Mostly because I don't speak a second language, so I've only got the one. Shui is going to get behind him. Oh, you love that. Oh, you love it if you're Shui.
Oh.
Yeah, 4 kill, quad kill, plenty of money, big smile on his face. It's all going well.
Yeah, he loves that. You can see the big smile on his face. That will continue hopefully into this next round. Cloud9 are going to be buying into the AK-47s now, but here we go. You love when you see a huge group of players just like that. You walk in behind them, they'll have their knives out, they're all quick switching, and you just hold down mouse 1. Doesn't get easier than that. All the money in the world for Shui. He's 5-0, and a good start here for MOUZ, but they've been able to win most of the pistols to kick off these maps and convert it. It's the first gun rounds that haven't really gone their way all that often.
Deep nades, deep utility, good pressure towards A early on. Torji's heard the footsteps and actually pulled some rotations off of the ledge.
Yeah,
and then Cloud9 pumps the brakes and slows down, so MOUZ got to be careful they don't wheel themselves into some rough positions.
Interesting start of the round. A lot of steps shown towards A, then Axel even going for a couple of fake shots, just send them out around the corner. You pump the brakes and you can reset, but MOUZ seem to have reacted quite well. They've got deep mid control. They don't have too much beef presence, though.
That early sprint, though, from Exile into A main and making those footsteps has kept the second player at the A bomb site this whole round. There's one at the edge of Donut, one committed to the A bomb site, 2 in middle. It's a sole B defender, which is where Cloud9 actually is. So that early fake and early presence has really made MOUZ nervous.
And as Brolin is going to be that solo B player. Now, he's playing in a position that he can play retake, he can stay at range and just get that information. But they're not coming up that ramp. Instead, they're putting pressure towards Cave at the moment. Smokes are in particular a miss smoke out long side, and that is going to give a bit of a gap for Brolin, who's detecting all the information and setting up a chance here for Shui to flank in. They're not going yet, Cloud9, and the longer they wait, the closer Shui gets in behind them. Could be another devastating play from Shui, this time against premium weapons, but Perfecto, he's considering this. He's starting to think about a flank, but it's about whether or not he looks the right place at the right time, and he will. He'll turn back for that headshot on Shui, and MOUZ now have to retake.
I think Shui might have misplayed that a little bit too fast. Let your teammates who are lining up for this retake take some of the attention, take the brunt of the attack, and you slide in a little bit late. Instead, they've got to go in 4v5 or save.
Yeah, here comes Electronic around long side, and he is going to take that fight and win it. Boomich is with him, and Exertion and Torchy left in a 2 versus 3. It's doable, but Hobbit is going to take that chance away. Nice shots to close it, and it is the first gun round going Cloud9's way, as it has many times already in this series.
Yeah, but they really struggled to get comfortable going into that B bomb site. They really felt like that execute wasn't, they didn't feel like they had the space, I guess, up until Perfecto gets this kills. They were being very slow and cautious looking for fights, and once that pressure is alleviated from the flank, they're like, all right, well, it's easy now. We know where everyone else is. I felt like MOUZ, with the way they were rotating and getting information and finding positioning on the map, had an advantage up until Shui goes down. It's a little bit of a painful loss.
It was great hearing Maui talk about the impact of Cyclone's timeouts on the team and seeing immediately after timeouts you're getting results.
Yeah, good hearing Maui talk about those big, strong hands.
There's, what were they, meat claws?
Yeah, meat claws.
How would you feel if someone said you had nice meat claws, Jason?
I'd feel great. I'd take any compliment.
That is the life of a man, Lofton. And here we go, 2-1, MOUZ. Good start, but if they lose this round, Cloud9 will have tied things up and will likely take the lead following that.
And think back to those, you know, as fun as like a silly of a moment as it is, Shui getting that quad kill with the MP9 has given him money to drop it up over to Torji. He had so much cash. He was boosted up by Brolin for the early stage of the round, but they don't want to keep that for too long. It's a lot of resources dedicated, so they bust it up and slide into new positions. Not a single eye on mid. MOUZ in the previous round, with all the money and all the utility they had, they were able to control mid deep into the round. Triple smokes towards elbow, able to eventually push, get information to set Shui up for that flank. This time, they haven't even positioned anyone there until just now that Torji rotates back.
1 minute on this clock, and Torzi has nailed that kill right down on Electronic. So good start for the AWPer of MOUZ. A weapon they have that Cloud9 do not possess.
It might have caught Electronic off guard. The weapon is even on the map, considering, you know, he might not have thought back to that quad kill and realized that enough bonus money was there to be able to afford it.
And you have to worry because a lot of time has elapsed, right? So that AWP could have changed that position. It could take a new angle, and it has. It's over towards this B side of the map now. It's got a good angle on that B stars, and that is setting up this crossfire inside of Cave. It's allowing for this to stay in position. Boomich is clearing it out, though. It's just a single kill. Shui takes him out eventually, and that smoke is blown open for a moment, but it goes up just as they cross over, and they'll put that bomb down. Important kill for Hobbit, too, to lock that in against the in-game leader of MOUZ. And a 3v3 post plan. It's about exertion coming through Cave. Can he win this fight versus Hobbit? If he can, then it opens up again for MOUZ. If he doesn't, then Cloud9 are favored for this one. And the timing for Hobbit to look away puts Cloud9 under a hell of a lot of pressure. And Axel stuck on default, fighting out left and right, dealing a lot of damage, but eventually overwhelmed himself. And it's just Perfecto. Nice headshot on that first. And he's not buying it. He is not buying it at all, Jimmy. You're going up against one of the coolest clutchers in the game, and Perfecto, he does not fall for it. He'll pick it up, and Cloud9 tie.
Dang, 2-2. That was a huge battle. Cave dictated who was going to win that round. The control of Cave was everything. Back and forth. First, Boomich tries taking it over. Exertion coming in on the flank to clear out Hobbit. That was massive. And the AWP can't get involved at any point during that. Torji didn't have an impact on the execute. He was standing out in the open trying to take one shot. He missed it. And at the end, he's just locked out of any impact throughout the entirety of this round. And Cloud9 sent MOUZ back to pistols.
It's USPs though, Jason. It's 5 USPs.
And an 8.
It started off with a kill for MOUZ, second kill in from the USP. Hobbit looking to clean it up, but he won't. Oh my god, Yimfat on the USP has littered the floor, littered the battlefield with spoils of war. AK-47s to pick up, and Boomich on recovery mode. It can happen again, and it is happening again. 5 USPs in back-to-back maps. Cloud9 losing to the default pistols. Perfecto is once again asked to clutch, and this one's more difficult. The opponents left on the other side of the server are sure damaged goods, but he's got to get all the way around, pick that bomb up again, and walk into a den of 3 players holding AK-47s.
Tell you what, someone's going to be pissed off. Someone on Cloud9 is going to be pissed off.
I think everybody will be watching this. In fact, he will go down. Perfecto now spotted. They know where he's coming from. 45 seconds left in this one.
And they have the bomb. They know they have the bomb. They know the bomb's all the way back at T-spawn. But with the time left on the clock, this is really smart for MOUZ. You know Perfecto, if he's actually going to end up going for this round, you know he's going to attack into the bomb position. So they give it up. They split up into the bomb sites because they know by the time Perfecto clears all these angles and picks up the bomb and gets to a site, there's not going to be enough time for him to be cognizant of everything. And Perfecto just decides to give it away. 39 HP, he's just like, screw it, this round's won by MOUZ.
USPs.
Back-to-back maps with 5 USP victories for MOUZ.
You can't win series when you lose those kind of rounds.
Look, thankfully this happens, in Mirage it happened at like a swing moment.
Crucial point, yeah. This happens early.
At least here, I guess if you're ever going to lose one of these rounds, it's early enough that Cloud9 can have a round to recover. But after losing a map, going into this and losing another 5 USP round, that was certainly a conversation they had between maps. And man, those emotions come flooding back quick. Yeah,
it's Yimfat yet again, the player that gets a sick double tap for the USP that really sets it all up. He also got that nade kill, so it was a 3K for him with just a default pistol. And that's what can happen when you go too early into the elbow and you get crunched like that by a low buy. And that's going to be something that's very frustrating to a player like Electronic. That's worse. They just landing on him right away. Shui swing out, Flash sets it up, he goes down, nice shot from Axel. Perhaps Cloud9 can answer back with a weaker purchase.
It wasn't that weak. They got some rifles on board too. Oh, good find from Hobbit as he slides out. They've channeled the anger. They've used it to make them stronger. Exertion grabs one, but Torji with the critical miss, and Cloud9's in the driver's seat. Yeah,
what a response back here from Cloud9. You lose the 5 USPs, but as soon as you find the next round, you start to forget about it. You're back on track, and you see when Torji missed that shot, his hands immediately went up to his head. He couldn't believe that he missed that. Yimfat.
Yeah, the op, this is 2 rounds now we've seen Torji have it where it's had no impact. This one obviously due to a miss. Previously just kind of locked out by utility and positioning, but for as much of an advantage as it was on Mirage, to not have that op getting you some kills, getting you some impact here on Ancient, it's going to feel devastating for MOUZ, and devastating especially for Torji.
Yimfat under pressure now, trying to hold on to the AK. Oh, he does. He went for the swing last second there. He was hoping for another kill.
Note as well, Electronic had the AWP towards the closing stages of that round and went back and swapped it up for an M4, so not wanting to use an AWP on the T side. Good shot from Axel to really open things up. Punish on the swing, and then Hobbit follows it up, and this is that critical miss. Oh.
One key, planting one.
Yep. When you're an AWPer like Torzi, those shots go in right, you just feel it's so silly.
It's a critical miss for going down afterwards, because you're obviously going to die after missing that shot, but also losing control of Cave, which can be such a great advantage to have for CTs in a post-plant situation, not allowing terrorists to overtake that.
Yeah.
Making it a one-front battle on the retake. Good shot from Brolin and good utility as well, but Hobbit's going to come right through.
It's clean. It's Shui, though, behind. This just nips at the back of Electronic. Second kill on that CZ, and now it's just down to Perfecto in a clutch and a 1v4. This game is absolutely back and forth. It's chaos right now, and Perfecto's down to 16 health. Double nade, dunks him out of the round. There's nothing he can do to compete there. Oh, frustrating times here for Cloud9. They can't get a foothold on this T side.
Yeah, it's time to buckle in, because neither of these teams are going to give up any advantage. That's a great quick flank that screws with Cloud9. The timing of it, and it's all activated by the double kill from Brolin. Shui's just like, this turns from a big risk to a risk worth taking of me hitting the timing on this kind of a flank. Manpower is going to be lured forward. When you lose that many bodies at the B bomb site, that Cave player can't take it as slow as he like. He feels like he needs to get activated earlier to help take over the bomb site, and that opens up the avenue for Shui.
4 Glocks, 1 AK. Hobbit with the hero rifle. He's boosted up on that box, but no one from MOUZ is giving any peeks. No one's giving him a chance in this world to get an opening, and he looks to just get rough boosted into the side. I like this from Cloud9. It's a sick maneuver. They've actually got some space off the back of that. They need a kill, though, and that's exactly what Hobbit's gone and got. He might even get more from this. Well, his teammates are going down, and that bomb isn't being planted because look where it is, Jason. It's all the way behind those B double doors. So you've got to wait till Axel's able to pick that up and get here, and all that space that you took is completely irrelevant because you're losing players now.
Yeah, but Hobbit's in a weird situation where he could create more from this. 3 kills from Hobbit. Oh, if Axel only had a gun.
If he only had a gun, but he's heading back to A instead.
It is a very if I only had a brain kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, plant is nice. Plant is good. And who knows? There's time for him to get into some unique positions. It's just a Glock against full HP and armor rifles. Where can Axel go with one that makes this interesting?
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't have the weapon here for the job at all. And he's going to just have to sit here and hope for an absolute miracle at this point.
If they somehow don't check this, I mean, you can get a cheeky kill and turn this into something.
Just hide behind the box again, I suppose. Yeah, but that smoke goes on. Tap on the defuse. Axel isn't showing his position yet. Eventually starts spamming. They know where he is, but that time is ticking here. Torsey trying to get it done. Oh, he's running out of ammo. Oh, a lot of damage. Knife pulled out. Oh, no, nearly gets to the position. Oh, my God, he says. He is relaxed. Oh, my goodness, that's just mental.
Yeah, if he disappears in the smoke with that knife, that would have been some craziness. 5-3. Good on Hobbit for doing some damage and opening up the avenue to get that bomb plant. That'll be very nice for Cloud9's economy. Another timeout called. This one from Cloud9 to discuss things. That was the only weapon brought into it from Cloud9, that AK-47. It does work. Ooh, close to the end of the mag as well.
Everyone with just a sigh of relief. Like, thank God we didn't lose to some Glocks. And Groove now on the microphone. Cyclone giving out some fist spots, a little shoulder rub of those big old meat claws. And we return to the action for round 9. Hiding in the bushes. Perfecto has that instant smoke set up out of spawn. He's going to toss that one out right away. And Cloud9 are back to the weapons. Red is smoked out, plenty of utility. And at the bottom of the utility at elbow for MOUZ, they coat it in a sea of flames and don't let anybody out of it. Xertion gets close even, and this can be a very pivotal position because there's 3 players on the other side and they've taken damage. Xertion here's them running past. He can get in behind them. He can end the round right now. He's got so many players in front of him, and Xertion mows them down. A triple kill, and that's it. That's the round. All she wrote for Cloud9 just like that. That is such a sick play from Xertion.
Yeah, start adding that on top of losing to 5 USPs, and you're going to have a very frustrated Cloud9 who feel like they haven't even really been able to play the game. They're getting knocked out of this map. And this is, like, can be recovered, but it's so low percentage. What a godlike play from Xertion. The last thing you'd expect on the T side is that.
That is so nuts. The fact he gets all 3 because they don't react because they're so confused as to what is happening, where they're being shot from. Communication doesn't flow fast enough. They don't react. They don't turn in time. And Xertion stays composed and gets that triple.
And this is what I talked about with Xertion. Like, these are the things I wanted to see back from him in the series, and we didn't really get it in maps 1 and 2, but now he's hitting a little bit of a flow where he's starting to get frisky, starting to take some risks. And what you could see, when it works out, it just wins you rounds. Boomich and Axile just say, screw it, we're saving. Not even close to a full losing bonus for Cloud9 at the moment. Only 2 rounds built up. It's not going to be a pretty buy moving forward outside of these AK-47s. But more than anything, time to snap back into action for Cloud9. Overpass looked great, but ever since MOUZ arrived on map 2, Cloud9 has struggled.
Nice, boys. Full focus, the money focus.
Their money isn't very good, Jason.
Yeah, that's what I gathered from that as well. It's not a happy place.
Here we go. This is a good view to watch it from.
How funny would it have been, though, if that nade just blew open the smoke and ruined this play? Now that I see that happen again. But a great transfer as well. Good control to get electronic eventually, and the transfer to the 3rd. And the only reason why he's allowed to get that 3rd is because it's such a crazy play to make that you don't expect it. It takes that long for that 3rd player to realize what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, your brain doesn't immediately go to, oh, is CT hiding in the smoke right out of the gate?
Just sheer confusion with the craziness. But Cloud9 trying to go back to B. It's Axel to take that first kill of the round. Shui makes quick work of the response, but he's overrun, he's overwhelmed, and that Tech9 has burst through the B bomb site.
Perfecto's got to cross to the bomb, though. There is still a little bit of a danger. Oh, he's huddling in. There's the cross. Good dink. Xertion can't be aggressive.
Yeah, it's massive danger right now. Axel coming back down. He catches them looking the wrong way. It's just 1 on Xertion. Torchy's coming in on that rotation, and he's the player with Yimfat that need to pull this off. Yimfat making no secret about his position. He's inside of the cave. He's down close to Hobbit, but his head was tucked down, and Covered off by that wood, but Torji gets rid of him.
There it is.
And now there's utility. He can smoke that bomb. And there's flashes, there's Yimfat, and there's so much chance here as Torji goes around the corner. Yimfat's gone, and I think he realizes now that his teammate's out of there, he has to bail out. He'll take that AWP into the next one, and Cloud9 respond with a B play.
Good rebuttal. Give your props to Exile. He finds the entrance on that B bomb site. He gets that opening kill, and with such a mid-centric defense, there just wasn't enough resources to stave that off if you're MOUZ. Really good find on the opening while Exertion was looking for more action from the ledge. And Cloud9 have done that a couple times. When they find that opening pick, like they're just going to keep applying pressure to that B bomb site, keeping it simple. Here it is from Exile, swinging through the smoke. Brolin wasn't ready. Shui can only get the one.
Yeah, Cloud9 don't let out a big celebration. They're not in a position to do so at this point. Full focus, get as many as you can, and that money situation the Cyclone so eloquently put previous round, well, it can be fixed here for Cloud9. They've got AKs out. They're looking to push forward into the last few rounds of this half.
This has been the most labored series we've seen out of Brolin in a MOUZ jersey since he joined the roster.
Yeah.
It's been solid for them, standing in and stepping into the shoes that Frozen left.
But needed on a more consistent basis as a permanent member.
Well, that hasn't really been an issue, it feels like, until today. He's been a solid delivery. It's just that today's been quiet. It's not all on his shoulders, obviously. There's been some other struggles. But certainly they'd love to have him back. This is going to be an A set piece. Torji's and Donut with the op.
Cloud9 did waste a smoke. It missed at the start of this round. So they're just down to one smoke for this, so it's not much of an execute, to be honest. It's lacking. Oh, there was a drop one in the leaf. Okay, so there's a second smoke available he can toss out. So that's good for Cloud9. Donut smoking. Yimfat playing from that tall box. He's tucked in behind it. Exertion's setting up flashes for his peak, but maybe just a little bit too early. But Yimfat's still able to transition in behind this big box, and he's looking for a big round, looking for shots out, but it's nothing. Not a single kill comes to that initial hold, and Torji sprints back into Donut to get behind the cover of the smoke.
Yeah, once again, Torji's up, not even allowed to have impact here. He had one shot at it, and now he's going to have a tough time getting out. Electronic already wrapping around him. He reads it, but not for long enough. Doesn't stick around, and it's time to bail out if you're MOUZ.
Absolutely time to bail out. Brolin doesn't have anywhere to go. Oh, Brolin, you gotta feel so bad for him. The timing as he just moves his crosshair away, Axel walks right into it.
Cloud9 has turned ruthless ever since that Exertion round. Just every round since then has been a big FU to this MOUZ defense. They've been hitting. This is awkward.
Oh, God. It doesn't look pretty. It does not look pretty. They're running out of ammo. They're just fumbling through the magazines. Shui is somehow still alive. Oh my God, he fights on, he defends, and Shui got the ace trying to hold on to his weapon.
A garbage time ace. Look, we take that.
What a weird end to that round it was, but you're absolutely right. Cloud9 have just come out looking absolutely brutal.
They've just said, all right, let's not mess with middle. Like, let's screw it. Like, they've hit it. The Torji's off there once or twice. They've hit a tough pistol round there in middle. Exertion had the triple spray down out of the smoke, obviously. They haven't had any success. So the last two rounds that they've won have been, let's hit that B bomb site. Entrance from Exile, cool. Let's keep it going. Play the trade game. This one, set piece towards A. And once again now, back to the A bomb site. Extremity's the name of the game for Cloud9.
Oh, Yimfat, they haven't checked him, and usually so good in those kind of positions, but it's just damage in this round for Yimfat.
He hasn't had to face pressure like that this whole game. He probably would have liked to have had a 5-7. Maybe bought the Deagle expecting if he gets into a fight, it's going to be at distance, it's going to be some safety, and just fooled, caught off guard by the rush. And this is going to be Cloud9 tying things up at 6.
They're trying to come back into this one. MOUZ, last round of this half.
Actually, hold the phone. There's smokes. There's 3 smokes and 2 kits.
So they're going to toss that utility out, but Buin's removing the numbers is certainly not going to help matters here for MOUZ. Exertion trying to double up, and it won't happen. A ruthless finish to the half for Cloud9 as they tied up 6-6. Last half of this series after the break. Welcome back to the opening round of Group B here at the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice 2024. MOUZ and Cloud9 juking it out for a match against Gamer Legion in that upper semi-final. If they go down and they take a loss, they'll face Monty. And that's not a team you want to face in elimination. They can be dangerous. They can be a little pesky team to go up against. You want to try and get through into that game against the Gamer Legion side of things.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, right now we have a little bit of a game between us, considering Cloud9 just hasn't given up. They've had plenty of chances to break in that first half. You think the losing to 5 USPs early on. You think the exertion triple kill coming out of smoke. Chances to really just kind of mentally lose yourself in this game. And Cloud9's hung strong to come back. And now they get to play from the defensive side.
And it's so obvious to see they're going for a B play here. Plenty of utility available for Shue and Torzi. And Hobbit, he is not going to hold water in this one. The defense breaks open immediately. Xerxin applies pressure onto a second player. Boomich comes back, clotheslines Xerxin, but has to deal with multiple different sides. And there's just too many bullets peppering him from so many different positions. And MOUZ comes storming into the B-bomb site.
But it's Xerxin who cracks that open. 2 entry kills, 16 and 8 for Xerxin in the map. We wanted him, we got him here on Ancient. Shui's right there with him. Shockingly enough, the captain, 16 and 8 as well.
Yeah, and he's had a good series overall, right? He's had a few maps throughout this series where he's been very good and gets some big impactful moments in. And it's the T side where Xerxin usually thrives, being the front man, being the sort of opener to these sites. And he does it right away here at the start of the second half. Cloud9, full USPs, 1 grenade. Was the recipe for disaster against them in the first half.
That's all 6 pistol rounds won by MOUZ in this series.
Yeah, Cloud9 haven't been good at those.
They haven't won a single pistol.
But they've been very good at the first gun rounds.
Yeah, well, again, the conversation in MR12, especially in a third map, you put so much more pressure. Like you're spotting your opponents 4 rounds per map, essentially, right? Like that's never a good feeling.
No, definitely not. And Cloud9 making it difficult for themselves. And this round is going to be very easy for MOUZ. They've found their way through to an MTA bomb site. They've dodged that entire stack for Cloud9, but they're still walking.
Yeah, and that made me nervous seeing Jimmy clear Temple all on his own with the bomb in hand as well. He's going to get away with it this round. Plant for CT spawn. Shue and Torji still going for a hunt.
Yeah, Shue, he's close by. They're up just against USPs.
They got to be careful they don't get too far away from the bomb, though. Cloud9 already kind of realized that MOUZ have strayed a little bit too far away. Still not a great chance that Cloud9 come back into this, but there's that opportunity, that little window they could have slid into and pressured the defuse. But MOUZ has spread around the map really, really well and just picking players off now. It's just perfecto.
Yeah, if MOUZ knew that they only had USPs on the other side, there would be no commitment to that hunt and the pressure wouldn't come in. But they might have thought they had a force buy. They stacked one side of the map. They were likely going to save that into the next round. If you take everything away, then they don't have that opportunity in the next. But MOUZ losing 1 player is definitely okay. Could have been a lot worse for them there. Opportunity to lose multiple players. A nice little steal away there from Perfecto right at the end.
Yeah, cheeky little Galil before you really establish your economy. That's worth its weight, for sure. 8-6, Cloud9 buying up. First gun round been coming in. And again, as you mentioned, like they've lost all pistol rounds, but they've won most of the first gun rounds, and they've been able to start getting into action pretty quickly, never too far buried in a hole. If you're Cloud9, let's hope that continues.
Double Molotov into middle. Cloud9 applying pressure to elbow early on, not allowing MOUZ players to go there. No one sets up outside of elbow anyway.
I don't have the utility, I think, to sustain any kind of mid-presence if you're Cloud9.
So you can initially force the back, but you can keep going for it and maintain the control. So maybe you've got to look somewhere else, and maybe that's that B ramp. And it certainly looks like it. Here's Torzi. Got that Galil, but quick switched. Not expecting the second player.
Yeah, I thought he had a little bit more time to get away. 1 for 1, he sees the aggression. They know there's a third player as well there due to the utility that's thrown, so they have a little bit of information MOUZ to work with, but they don't realize the follow-up push coming from Cave. Electronic and Perfecto going to double up and say, if you want to escape back to middle, we're going to challenge everything. Nice, easy double for Electronic. 2 quick headshots.
Now it's Exertion and Yimfat left in a 2v4, and that bomb dropped at the entrance to Jaguar.
That's the benefit as well. Cloud9 had 4 players there basically right out of the gate. 1 player ran mid, threw a little bit of utility, backed off immediately to the B bomb site. They left Axile alone and Donut. But having 4 players there, you have to be dynamic. You have to be kind of probing and moving forward. You can't just sit back on your haunches and wait, otherwise MOUZ can outmaneuver you.
Yeah, speaking of probing, here they go with 3 down the B ramp. They're taking the fight to the final 2 players of MOUZ. And Bumich will celebrate that round win.
Ancient, also a map that Cloud9 was able to defeat Virtus Pro back at the play-in stage to make it to the group stage. And they defeated them handily 13-4. We saw the kind of confidence in a strong win over VP had with Cloud9 on Overpass earlier in the series. Looking to have another strong CT side.
Every gun round, every first gun round feels like Cloud9 just won it. These smokes are strange in Cloud9. It's 3 missed smokes over the last 4 rounds.
Yeah, might have to have a conversation about that. Spend some time in the server tonight.
2 smokes there, though. It might be, like, it looks like a mushroom cloud almost.
Sure.
And here we go, out in towards the A bomb site. Shui at the front of the attack. Here's the spearhead. The shaft will follow, but it's not coming through. It's just the tip.
They didn't get that kill quick enough. And all of a sudden, you're faced with the prospect of 3 opponents peeking at you.
Well, this is stalled out. And MOUZ, when you have the weaker buy, you generally want that early momentum to go your way.
Electronic's putting a lot of mileage in this game so far in these first 2 gun rounds.
Running around, getting the step count up.
He's being everywhere. He's just shifting, reading the game as well as he can, predicting what's coming next, and putting himself in position to be useful to the team. Putting a lot of trust in Axile as well to have information gathering position. He's playing in Donut again, so he's peeking towards mid, and he's just keeping an eye on the progress. And if he sees nothing, Electronic can get away with hustling around and making these stacks at different bomb sites.
Here's Brolin, having a bit of a tough time. He's going to go for that spam down. He's close to Boomage, but the bullets don't penetrate like they used to. He's not getting that at all. And Torch is going to keep walking through red. Around the back of Electronic, who turns back and just about spotted the victim. And there's Exertion with the follow-up headshot on the Deagle. Brolin filters in. And suddenly, just like that, MOUZ have turned this round on its head. And they might even scare Cloud9 off from this one.
And that might be, I mean, we've seen Electronic frustrated a couple times in this game, and it's obviously going to happen. This might be another round that causes him to get a little bit angry, because Axile was safe in Donut that whole round looking towards middle, and just fell back to A unprompted when they had a little pressure at the B bomb site, and that's what allows that mid play to slide up. That's what forces Electronic to shift his attention back and put him in a disadvantaged fight.
Yeah, we get to see this again. So Perfecto exiting Donut, getting that kill, but this is the frag from Torzi that really unlocks the round, and then obviously 6 shots. This should have been Cloud9's. It really should have, but MOUZ have a lot of firepower, and they got them back into it.
Yeah, one little perhaps missed rotation, blown rotation, a little bit of a mistake, I think, from Axile. Just getting a little jumpy due to the pressure, but on the bomb site, trying to get a jump on that rotate early, and puts the defense in a weird spot. 2-round lead, and Cloud9 have money.
Yeah, they do.
Perfecto could drop an AWP at 6,300. They're going to call a timeout and talk things over. He actually buys an M4 and then sells it back, so I would imagine we're going to see that AWP come out. But this is a critical round for Cloud9 to keep this close. Otherwise, you've got MOUZ at 10 at double digits. You're going to have to save.
Yeah, it's a conflict of the coaches. A comparison of input. We've visibly seen what Cyclone is able to do for this team and how much improved they look after a timeout. And MOUZ looking for that final stretch, looking to take this series and get that matchup versus Gamer Legion, Shuei's former organization, to meet in Katowice, one of the biggest events in the Counter-Strike year. I'm sure that will be a tantalizing prospect for the in-game leader of MOUZ. And you mentioned the money. There is enough to buy for Cloud9. They will have a couple of concessions, and that is limited utility and an MP9, but MOUZ are going for a quick call out of the timeout into the next round. They're already through to this A-bomb site. Good flashes up, and Axel on the double kill. Exertion and Brolin stopped at the door. An Electronics turn, but he is taken out by Yimi. Axel's doing so much for Cloud9 in this one. He's kept them in it, he's kept them competitive, and now Hobbit has arrived in the rotation over. It's just Shuai left alone in a 1v2, and although MOUZ had the up, they had the element of surprise. He has to clutch it in a 1v2, and he slips out. There's the player spotted towards Big Box. That's Hobbit, who's got some cover, and they know exactly where Shuai is, so they time a double peek, and that's a quick round. Quick to start, quick to finish, and it's Cloud9 that come out.
Yeah, that just came in at the perfect moment. I don't know if MOUZ, it looked like they almost got like team flash. Maybe it was an Axile flash as well. But he just comes out of here and everyone's blind. Exertion's trying to run back into cover, desperate. Grabs a second kill on top of it. And that buys time for Hobbit to slide into the default boxes. Beautiful defense. And again, the third player there was Electronic. He's hustling.
He's all over the show. Wherever you go, he'll be there. And MOUZ run it back. A fast play this time on the B-bomb side, same result. This time even more dominant in favor of Cloud9. And these pistols don't break through.
Yeah, Axile gets up to that ledge real quick to just shave off one player before they hit. Goes down afterwards. Now Boomich is going to have to hold on to Cave. Electronic, who else? Ready to swing through the smoke on contact.
Boomich, oh yeah, you love these kind of positions when he got an MP9, the little Velociraptor in his hand, and he rips apart his opponent. It's all tied up, and Cloud9 have found a second win, and potentially that'll be the team moving forward to face against Gamer Legion.
It's going to be interesting. They've just ripped the momentum away from MOUZ. They've just ripped all the advantages out of their hand with these 2 round wins in a row. Fast-paced rounds from MOUZ. Basically an A rush, this round a B rush, and they both get snuffed. So Cloud9 don't hit those economic issues. It's MOUZ who have to settle back into just Glocks. There we go. Then all 5 Glock rounds.
All right, Cloud9, you lost against 5 USPs twice. Jason hasn't seen this in a long time. He can't even remember it.
Yeah, step it up.
Give him it.
Oh, that's a nice nade.
Oh, a lot of damage. And should be softened up enough now for Hobbit, but Brolin breaks through. The Glocks are rocking the world of the Cloud9 defense, and the bomb plant is coming through, but Boomich is going to handle that, and his teammate of Electronic denies the plant.
I got a little worried when that first kill came out. I was kind of just like, I was just kidding, guys. I don't want you to lose.
Yeah, it's like, don't actually do this.
Yeah, that's not cool. Timeout from Groove. Or from MOUZ, excuse me.
Yeah, Groove, he's using it though.
Yeah, he's chatting. Counting off on his fingers.
MOUZ behind. Quicker plays have not been working. That's a fast A play and a fast B play that are stopped before the round really gets going.
Yeah, the playbook on Ancient seems to be so big when you have such an advantage in terms of utility over the defense, or when they get the smokes and Molotovs down in choke points, when they make it difficult to scale up lane, when they make it difficult to scale out mid, all of a sudden you got to play a little bit slower. And that might be the conversation MOUZ is having right now. That's how they want to approach it, because they've seen Axile get aggressive down mid. They've seen Cloud9 put bodies in mid. They've seen them stack the B-bomb site. They've hustled over and been there at A executes as well. MOUZ probably feeling a little restricted at the moment, so hopefully Cyclone had a solution.
Early skirmisher utility going across the map. Shuai was attempting to open up the round with a kill from the bottom of the B ramp, but nothing sourced. And they'll just take this B lane control. Cloud9 not applying pressure. Very passive. In fact, they're making a gamble stack over towards this B bomb site. 4 players here.
It's exactly what they did in the first gun round. And that round was a push down B ramp, and then it was a follow-up push in towards Cave. And they're lining up for this ramp push. Electronic and Hobbit Perfecto with flashbang in hand as well, ready to toss it out.
So Boomich is dropping further back too. He's going to watch red in case they've lost mid-control. That bottom ramp push is coming in, and it's devastating. Electronic and Hobbit get 3 kills between them, and this has got to be it now. MOUZ are starting to get very frustrated. This is 3 rounds now where they just haven't got involved. They haven't competed, and Cloud9 are dominating them towards the end of this half.
And whoever came up with this concept and philosophy for this B defense deserves a lot of credit on the Cloud9 side. This is twice now this strategy has worked perfect, and they've ran it exactly the same both times.
I mean, it looks like it has to be Groove based on the body language in that timeout, right? He's instructing Boomich, they're looking at him, they're all listening intently to what Groove had to say, and then they come out, and this is the round they pull off.
Yeah, it might just be a back pocket strat just to pull out when you feel like it's going to be so strong against this team that whenever you need a round, you just call it. But man, this is executed beautifully twice. Double push down B ramp, get your kills, rotate back to cave, send bodies there because you got 4 at the B bomb site. You can afford to sacrifice 2 if they get sticky situation. And they haven't really needed to have to worry about that eventuality. 11-9.
Wow. That's a sticky situation right there. That's why it's all going wrong.
Why'd you say that about Pimp?
That's exactly why.
Nice little spray down at range. Yeah, frustration. That round, you have a game plan coming into it out of the timeout, and you don't even get to exit. Money's still an issue, but they buy an AK on Jimvat just to see if he can create anything, just to see if he can cause any damage. Maybe provide a miracle. A lot of pressure on Shuhei, who's looking to potentially end up losing this series.
Well, he's lost his head.
A streak of winless rounds. It's been 4 in a row for Cloud9.
Yeah, he's lost his head here, and he'll have to sit back and watch the remaining 4 screens of his teammates and call from that. An AK-47 in the hands of Yimfat. That is the only rifle in the hands of MOUZ. They're putting everything into this fight. Is there a pathway to compete in this round? Once again, it looks like a proactive ramp push coming in for Cloud9. Brolin, he sees it. Torzi deals with it. Brolin's running away. The tech down of Torzi is doing work. In fact, he might even get a second here. Perfecto desperately trying to get back to safety around that corner where Hobbit can protect him.
Neither of one of them wanted to really commit to that fight. Both of them was just like fighting to be able to retreat and survive.
Yeah, half in, half out. Axel's come over to B. He's all in on that rotation.
Yeah, got to be careful of Torji, though, who now has an Exertion, who has that stance over towards Red Room. He only has a Deagle, unfortunately.
And Electronics taking position inside of A main too, so he's pushing for information. He's getting space at the moment. But here comes Perfecto. He's gone in for a double dip, and this time he's got another headshot. Torzi finishes him off. Exertion coming through Red Room. Yimfat fighting out of cave, and it's a kill on Hobbit that's locked it in. That's going to be a kill that puts MOUZ ahead on the player count. Exertion knocks Electronic down to the ground, and Axel has to clutch this one alone. He doesn't have it in him, and MOUZ will pick it up.
How does MOUZ win this round from a 4v5? Oh, man. Finding that push down ramp, that lurk from Exertion was perfect. And this is a nice slow played round. Well, we see them struggle when they've gone faster pace. This one was great. Finally, there's only so many times you can pull off this ramp push before MOUZ is just like, we're keeping eyeballs on it all the time. Every stage of the round. And it's not the normal execution. It didn't have the double door smoke. It didn't have the flashbang. Improvised, I think, by Cloud9. It ends up in a calamity.
Goes against them for the first time.
Run boost fails as well, which means MOUZ has standing towards ledge, and Shuhei, he was so focused down below.
Oh, and look at that. There's no fallback. There's no retreat for Axel. He's caught. He's ripped open. And now a 4v3 as MOUZ look to push forward to 11 rounds. There's even team kills in all the chaos. And Torzi goes down. They line up for Boomich, but it's only 2. And Brolin will stand on 5 health. A measly 5 health up against Hobbit, who's on A.
5 health in a rough game in the office to ask out of Brolin to win this 1v1. It's going to be down to timing on this, and he looks like he's hoping he can catch Hobbit rotating through middle. It's not happening quite yet.
He's got all the utility he could want. And he's got the space on this B bomb site. If he commits to that, there's no Hobbit there. He's waiting for a commitment to a plant before Hobbit moves off. So Brolin's going to have all the time in the world to position himself in a solid post plant.
This is a huge gamble from Hobbit, though. He's just parked in A main, so he's got no information. Yeah, the rotation is critically far. Obviously, it's a checkmate if the plant comes in at the A bomb site, but if it doesn't, this round's going to be so hard to win.
Now, Brolin, just don't go to A.
Oh, he is.
And you're going to clear close position. Maybe he goes back to the B bomb side because of limited time, but he's cleared out all around B. Hobbit hasn't moved in the meantime. He hasn't taken a step off of the position he was holding. And Brolin's going down in towards this B bomb site, has to commit to that plant shortly.
Brolin's so concerned. He's like, surely Hobbit's moving around the map.
Yeah, like surely somewhere around here, but he's not. And now he knows, based on that utility usage on the other side of the map, that Hobbit has to move. So he's going to go back through Donut he's going to have to try and retake.
Okay,
the problem here is Brolin's so low on health. 5 HP to play with.
Oh, that's a great position from Brolin. He just heard those footsteps. Moves himself into cave, hears the rotation, and now he knows exactly what's coming. However, it's relatively obvious for the plant spot, it feels.
Yeah, well, will Hobbit check it? If he can just fly around the corner with a USP and clear that corner, if he even spams down through that box, but Hobbit's going to stick it. Brolin isn't peeking. Brolin has to go around the corner, has to stop this defuse, and he doesn't do it. Bomb defused. Hobbit gets it, and a heartbreak for Brolin in the 1v1.
That's a deep exhale as well. That's a hard bluff to call with only 5 HP. But man, Hobbit just slides a little bit to the side. It takes longer for Brolin to get the angle. This was such a nice round for MOUZ up to this point. The Molotov doesn't stop them from killing Perfecto, but it does force them back towards middle where they get mowed down. Huge win from Hobbit and Cloud9 on series point.
And they cannot believe it. They absolutely cannot believe they've got away with that. That defuse stick from Hobbit. Wow. What a way to grab map and series point. Shuey burns down to 8 health, barely alive.
Trying to do a lot there. That round is bailed out by Hobbit. The miss run boost in mid had so much to dictate. This time Cloud9 just cede control, happy to play back deep in Red Room.
Look how tentative MOUZ are. Taking their time, drawing out all the pieces of utility they possibly can from Cloud9.
Hobbit and Boomich defending this B bomb site. Both of them only have SMGs. So the AKs have the advantage, but not as long as the utility's up. Playing close behind it. Boomich has one flashbang. Hobbit has a follow-up smoke. This could just get stalled out. If Hobbit, yeah, Hobbit's gonna put this down. They might have to execute through this smoke, which would be a disaster against 2 MP9s.
Oh, and there's a deep smoke too, so that MP9 can get even closer, which makes it more deadly. 25 seconds, you're right. MOUZ have to go through it. It's not a favorable fight, but Brolin exposed with revenge, and it's a sick double kill on that B entry. MOUZ are not done yet. This will be 11 rounds. We've got to go the distance in regulation. One more round, and we've got OT.
There's nobody happier in this studio than Brolin right now. Redemption with that double kill, coming right back out of a tough loss clutch. That's some composure. And for having such a rough series, having impact at this moment is massive. Worth its weight. What a transfer.
It looks so good for Cloud9. That final seconds forced through a smoke into MP9s. And Brolin had to step up, and he does it. And look at the buy. Look at the buy now for Cloud9. 5-7s, MP9s, CZ. It's not pretty. This looks like overtime.
A lot of quick smokes down from MOUZ to apply some pressure, maybe force out some extra utility. 2 smokes remain for Cloud9. They can't stall this round out. They're going to have to pick a point to attack with these pistols. And it looks like that point is Cave and Jaguar. Boomich slides in with Hobbit in tandem.
Axel brought down. What a shot from Exertion, not missing that one. And that has left a gaping hole in the A defense. Brolin's cut off the fastest rotation through Cave. If Hobbit goes forward, which it looks like he wants to, he's not going to have a favorable fight. Brolin just has to be patient. MOUZ have all the time in the world, and currently they see Xerxin making his way through that A bomb site. He's calling to his teammates shortly. It looks pretty clear right here. Hobbit and Boomich with a couple of kills, but they're answered back by MOUZ. And this is the play. Electronic has to step up, and with that 5-7, he brings death to Shuey, and he's locked towards the end at Heaven. That bomb is dropped in middle. Needed Exertion to come in from red, and that is exactly what he does.
Can he catch him? He might be able to catch him. This peak.
Oh, he doesn't go around the corner. Oh, doesn't have the weapon, but can switch to the AK-47 now. And they're both in there. Both remaining players in MOUZ are inside of the red room, and they smoke it out. Now they can go anywhere. Perfecto just has to take a gamble and guess where they're going, and he's made the right call. He's gone towards the B bomb site. Torzi's alone. If he denies this, there's no more time. Perfecto gets it done and just needs to hide. Exertion's running in with it. And Perfecto is just hiding in the middle of the side. Exertion with a headshot. I cannot believe it. 1 second in it. And overtime. Cloud9 can't believe it at all. They can't believe their eyes. Overtime in the final second of the round. What the hell was that finish, Jason?
That's unreal. Perfecto plays that just about perfectly. It's not even a gamble. He's saying, you saw me fight in middle. You assume I'm going to just jump over to Donut and go to the A bomb site. He gets such a lead. And Exertion is so fortunate. Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Even the other players can't believe it. A last-second headshot.
Perfecto just needs to stay alive. A timeout, the last one. MOUZ use it. Cyclone has his final say here on Ancient. This game is still up for debate. This game could still go either way. MOUZ have been given a second chance, another life. Exertion pushing 24 kills. He's got it on the board. He's looking for a 30 bomb. And this kind of form, gotta believe they can get that. Electronic climbs up heaven. Brolin gets close.
Axal can throw a flashbang for him if he wants to turn the corner. Oh, big boy kill from Brolin. There's the flash. This is Electronic wrapping behind it. Brolin's aware. He's had enough after the lost clutch. Some stellar rounds down the stretch, and MOUZ with a 2-man advantage.
The adrenaline dump for Cloud9, who thought they had just stolen away this series. To have to refocus and be 2 players down in the first round of overtime. They've got the experience on this side. They've got to use every bit of it now to try and stay in this. MOUZ have got the first 2, so they can feel comfortable delaying this mid-round and transitioning those players over towards this A bomb site. Cloud9 trying to piece it together.
Well, they're whatever pieces they got, they're making the right call. Hobbit and Perfecto shifting over. Perfecto's going to be way more dedicated to A. Axal's over in Donut. They're hoping this smoke and flash is enough of a distraction, and it is, but not for long. Utility out of A main. Axal's got to hold on initially. There's one. Tries to step back and can't make it. Perfecto comes right through, and that's desperate.
Yeah, it doesn't work out here for Cloud9, and that's the bomb down here for MOUZ. Hobbit going through and dies as well. 13-12. From a last-second headshot to the first round of overtime. This will test Cloud9's mentality.
Well, they've bounced back in this map from some disasters in the first half. Losing to USPs, the Exertion triple kill in middle, and they've responded each and every time. But this one being so close to victory and having it ripped out of your hands by Exertion might feel a little bit different. 13-12.
This game has really been a game of seconds, milliseconds even. You remember that Hobbit defuse he sticks in the 1v1 against Brolin. The last second headshot there on Perfecto from Exertion. There's so many moments that is being decided by little details. And I'm sure that will continue throughout the rest of this map.
That's the overtime timeout for Cloud9. I think Groove's thinking the same thing. The stress level, the frustration a little too high on the Cloud9 side. Have an early call of the timeout in overtime. Just to calm everyone down, get everyone to chill and focus back up at the game.
Because I'm sure they thought this map was done. I'm sure they thought they moved through this series. But they're dragged right back in. Nades go forward to Brolin. Doesn't take too much from it. Cloud9 apply pressure into elbow with utility. Axal is defending mid, and Electronics with him. They're about to have a fight coming out of elbow. That smoke won't last forever, and here they come through it. Flash is good. Electronic holds down. It's a double. He'll turn back, tries to get a third, and eventually it's removed. Brolin comes back, another kill from him, and really, he is really coming to life over the last few rounds here. Shui and Torsi 2v3 ahead of them here for MOUZ, and Boomich is not sitting back. He's getting active, and he's pushing through cave. That smoke starts to fade away, and that's the bomb carrier. If he drops this, oh, it is so difficult now for Torsi.
It's so hard with how much presence Cloud9 have had in Cave throughout this entire game. Constant pushes. There's the spam. Hobbit's going to find the final kill. 13-13. Timeout worked. Cloud9 stabilize.
Yeah, they do. And that's an important timeout. Good timing to use it nice and early in overtime. Just allow that reset of the mentality of the focus to get back on the game here. And this is really sick from Electronic. Flash came up, but he knew he had spotted that second player, so just continued to control the spray. Inseparable for Cloud9 and MOUZ. The walkover through the A bomb site is coming through for MOUZ. They attempted this earlier in regulation, but it was fast. This time a contact play. Axel shut them down previous. Can he do it this time? Drops into the donut instead of standing and fighting. He knows he has some help with him, but Axel gets nothing. Electronic goes down as well. Sick entries from the MOUZ players. And Hobbit has to get back and try and recover this one. It's an important headshot, but it's only one step closer, and they need many more.
This is a nice punish from MOUZ on the defense Cloud9's been running throughout this game. Is such a heavy lean towards B, towards middle as well. Axel alone as the defender in donut. You can really get a wide angle on him, and they do it again.
Hanging around, and that kill from Boomich does take YimFat out of contention. So once again, even numbers for this retake attempt. Cloud9 opens themselves up a chance to get back into it. Dorsey hides to the big box. Brolin's beside him. Smokes go in. Last second utility. Boomich comes in with a kill. Now that defuse being stuck in all the chaos. It's all Cloud9 inside of the smoke. The defuse pulled off, and Cloud9 let out a sign of celebration.
Yeah, that's two. That's two close defuses down the stretch in the rounds, down the stretch of this match. 14-13. MOUZ has had success with those A hits on this T side at times, getting the entries, but the post plants has been so rough to hold on to, and you have to imagine that's going to be a note they're making to have a conversation about. A couple of these post plants a little bit cleaner, and they might be winning this game. Now from the CT side, they'll have to come back. 16, the magic number for a victory.
YimFat charges down. He's climbed heaven already. Good position to have this early in the round on the CT side.
MOUZ has been happy when possible to stall out this mid smoke as long as humanly possible. They've got everyone in control of B lane as well, pushed out Cape. No one's at A. Torji's going to shift over just now with the AWP, but that's going to leave plenty of utility to mean mid is never open for access for Cloud9.
Cloud9 with a full commitment towards this A side of the map. Torzy, well, he's got vision. He's got a line of sight deep in towards A main, and they jump across him. He's yet to pull that trigger, yet to leave his mark. And when he does pull the trigger, it doesn't matter. YimFat will step up in his stead. A double as Exertion swings out with Brolin. Cloud9 fall at the hands of MOUZ.
It's two things. It's the mid control from MOUZ that allow them to get numbers at that A bomb site at the perfect moment. And even though Torji doesn't land a single shot and can't get really a clean shot, his presence makes the pathing for Cloud9 coming out of A main so rough. It opens them up to the double kill from YimFat. Just the presence of the AWP scared them into turning into a disadvantaged fight against an M4. And it's all tied up at 14.
Oh, it's an exciting game here, and it's just the opening game for this Group B. Cloud9 versus MOUZ. It's delivering on all fronts, and Axel's taking damage. He's had enough of that early fight, and unfortunately, Hobbit didn't have the option to fall back. He burns to a crisp.
Yeah, and that's a disaster considering the HP of Axel at this point. 20 health, and he's had to give up mid. He was the only presence on the other side of the map. So it's all down to Boomich, Electronic, and Perfecto to get some kind of a foothold at this B lane.
And here's Exertion peeking out, getting caught, and Boomich's headshot is fantastic. They needed that kill to draw back. And there's so much time still left for him to call the round for Cloud9.
Yeah, and YimFat can't be aggressive in middle because the smoke just faded now, so he had to back away. He might have liked to have followed that piece of aggression up, but had to give up any kind of a fight, any kind of an idea that he had. MOUZ is really nervous about the B bomb site. Cloud9's shifting back across the map towards middle, towards A. But there's going to be no information for MOUZ. And at some point, they might want to start shifting. Middle of the map is wide open.
Even if they do start to shift, that rotation is going to be a long way off, given the fact they're majority on the other side of the map. So it's down to how Yimfat plays this. Does he stand and fight, or does he wait on his teammates and stay alive in Donut?
Even if you play it perfectly, how many can you realistically get?
Not many. Especially with all the utility Cloud9 still have available, and now there's no secret. They're finishing A. Smoke goes down towards CT. Molotov to Temple. Electronic pushing into the donut. Oh, they line up, and Yimfat gets the miracle double that throws MOUZ into a 4v2. And now suddenly they're completely favored to win this and come back in for this retake. Perfecto would need this kill instantly, and Axile in the meantime! How has he done that? From a rifle to the sniper, Axile on the triple.
He was an AWPer all along. Triple kill from Axile on the retake. Let's run those back.
Maybe we did find the new Cloud9 AWPer. Maybe he's just in this team all along.
Man, I mean, the miss clear in Donut is so massive. Not even anyone really, Boomich trying to trade it off, but here we go, one. Swings out a little bit wider. Shui trying to take advantage of the position at Big Box, but this is just perfect. Each and every shot lands for Axile. Steps up, and Cloud9 have yet another chance to close this out.
I cannot believe they brought that back, and look at the stress of the
Heading to A,
staff.
heading
It's
to
a
A.
quick A play coming in. Electronics at the front. Yimfat this time from Donut does answer with the kill. Oh my God, Jimmy, a triple. And that has set up his team with an absolute blinder of a chance to go ahead and force us into another overtime. He has done it surely here. Axile is in the middle of the site, and he will fall. We go again, and it's young Yimfat who steps up when he's needed most.
In back-to-back rounds as well. This one more emphatically, and oh man, Electronic, all he can do is really shrug and put on a smile.
This is one hell of a game. This is so hard to call who is going to pick this one up. Miracle moments happening for both teams that you think is going to decide the game, and then suddenly there's another one. I think we all need a breather right now to settle into this second edition of overtime on Ancient.
Deep Molotov, deep utility. Stalemate called, nobody challenging from either side. Just now Hobbit and Perfecto making their move, following up Boomich in B lane. More standard spread, nothing stacked at the moment. Biggest change is Torji's op over in Donut.
And it's looking for his first target. A little too early, and he goes again. Ill-advised, and he falls to Axile.
He never expected that wider off angle from Axile. A beautiful shot to shut him down before he can react. That one's even better though.
Oh my goodness.
Boomich just laid Shui to rest.
Brolin's there trying to make up for it, but he's cancelled out by a flashbang, and you can tell by how fidgety he is. He has to worry about two positions. He's done well so far. Boomich has gone down, and this is a much better CT hold from Brolin than we've seen in regulation.
That smoke at ramp is doing a lot of work. It's held Perfecto back. Without numbers, he doesn't want to step through. And that's given Brolin the safety to look elsewhere, but it's about to fade.
Yeah, but he's repositioned. Brolin's now thinking about that ramp play instead of Cave. He thinks the work he's done has held them back in Cave for the time being. And he's got another one. Can you believe this turnaround from Brolin? Brolin's back, baby. Here's 4 already. He might even get all 5. He's damn close, but Hobbit stops that from happening. And now Hobbit's thinking about a clutch. Now he's thinking about a hero play, but that's denied. Not even the bomb plant.
That's a tough round from Brolin as well. That's actually one of the best rounds that we've seen from anyone in the server in this game, considering all of those are one-by-one fights. It's not like he got a mow down. It's not like he lined people up or someone was looking the wrong way. This is him swinging and taking every single fight presented, and he has to.
He controlled the bomb site on his own despite being the single player there. He made it feel like there was a lot more presence around that corner.
He has to control Cave long enough for Exertion to rotate over. Like, he has to make sure they don't take over that part of the map. Otherwise, he's stuck in the corner, trapped from 2 different angles, and that's just beautiful from Brolin.
Yeah, this is so wild.
His step up towards the end of regulation on this map has been one of the main reasons MOUZ is still in this fight.
And it's the 2 players that stood tall Joining that big peak Na'Vi team, it's Electronic and Perfecto at the bottom of the scoreboard right now. 13 kills for Perfecto, 15 kills for Electronic. It's Axel, Hobbit, and Boomich keeping them in this game. You can tell the tension is raised here in overtime. A lot slower, less risks being taken. More methodical from Cloud9, and they're thinking about this mid-fight.
No one's shifted just yet. Oh, careful. Spots the information jumping into cover.
Oh.
Cloud9 take that as an advantage to say, if you're just spotting for information like this, we've got some room to work with over towards Donut. But Exertion shifts to the B-bomb site, which means Torji gets pulled back from Temple. And he'll have Perfecto and Electronic to deal with. The first one is no problem.
Yeah, that's a great shot from Torji. Electronic is going to be frustrated. Has to sit back and watch the rest of his teammates try and unravel this round. 20 seconds left. Exertion with a follow-up kill for MOUZ. Boomich has gone. Perfecto trying to do his best. The Cloud9 need to put that bomb down, and they're no closer to doing so. Bomb is loose. 10 seconds left. Axel fighting, has to plant now. That takes him out of the fight and forces Perfecto to defend him. And Axel now, they know he can't have gone far, so they jump around the corner. Yimfat takes him out, and MOUZ are pushing forward. They're taking the lead, and they're extending upon it.
MOUZ had 3 players inside cave that whole time. I think Cloud9 is so caught off guard by the numbers. When they swing to take that fight and clear that position, I don't think they realize how many players are defending it. A desperate hold. These are fights you don't necessarily need to take either at that moment. I think if they knew there's 3 in there, they're just going to let them sit parked and set up a crossfire after the plant. But some big time wins for MOUZ down the stretch.
Let's not count Cloud9 out just yet, because they have shown incredible tenacity
They need
in this game.
They need one in this half of overtime.
Let's see if they can get that one. Perfecto loses that initial fight. Fortunately, he had Boomich beside him, and that trade is through.
He didn't think that anyone would be standing inside that Molotov. I don't think it went deep enough to block Shui.
But look at Yimfat. In this late stage of the game, he's pushing into A main. He's taking an advanced position. He's not alone. He's got Exertion, but Electronic clears it. That experience to check for the second player and followed up by Axel. That's the A site completely under wraps.
Damn, well, the bomb's coming in a little bit late, but Torji's going to be smoked off with the op. He's going to have to go towards Temple. Brolin as well, just sliding over now. So bomb plant is in. And a desperate 2v4 retake.
Dink is there. Brolin. Domes, Hobbit, but they're held back, and MOUZ are not getting any ground. Torji would need a kill and needs to get out of Temple, and he's done that. He's now swinging with a 5-7, dead to Hobbit, now dead to Rights. Brolin coming through Temple, he's committed to it, might as well go for it, but Cloud9 will sentence him to death. It is that one round, and Cloud9 need to stay competitive, and this game once again reopens.
Bangers from Electronic and Axel when called upon, re-clearing A, coming in real late. This one's going to go forever. MOUZ just now calling their timeout in overtime.
This is the sick shot from Electronic, because the setup actually looked like it was going to shut Cloud9 down, right? It looked really good.
I mean, yeah, but like the setup might have also given away the game. You know, that contact with that first player, you're always going to have heads up clearing to the left as you come in if you've already spotted one deep.
They do have another timeout for the overtime that we are currently in, and it's MOUZ using that. Will it to be to great effect, as Cyclone has found impact with his 30 seconds many times.
A lot of contemplation from the Cloud9 players on the back foot. 19 now the winning number.
Traditional overtime scoreline.
Yeah.
We've made it this far. Early utility from Cloud9 being sent out into the B lane in the bottom of the ramp. Torsi getting boosted up on that box at bottom ramp. He's not seeing too much, but he'll wait. He'll be patient, and perhaps he will strike.
I'm really curious at this point in overtime if Cloud9 try to run that play with the double push towards ramp, or if they hold off on it. It's worked twice, it's failed once, but it's been really effective when it's done. Shui gonna lead the way. Perfecto, the challenge with an AWP. Ooh, that bullet disappeared.
Yes, that did not connect, and Perfecto is going out again. They know that AWP is positioned on default at B. Brolin doesn't want to round that corner. If he did, he would have a nasty surprise of two Cloud9 players boosted. Boomich standing above the head of Perfecto.
Cloud9's just calling it a little bit. They're playing with no information in middle. No one's even spotting it. No one's even really considering it. Electronics just spotting to see if players get into donut. But this whole time, someone could be wrapping around the B bomb site. And Cloud9 just don't care. Setup works perfectly.
Yeah.
Boomich and Perfecto with one apiece.
It works out absolutely perfectly. And now MOUZ make their way through. Final 25 seconds of this round. Hobbit plays at the first pyramid with Perfecto in a crossfire. That's the denial of the bomb plant. This is MOUZ falling apart, and it's just Torzy, and he is now gone too. Once again, we are tied up in this series, yet to see who is coming out on top.
Great hold. Hobbit and Perfecto with a crossfire from long to cave, and it just decimates MOUZ, prevents the plant, and we're all tied up. Ooh, it didn't disappear. It just missed.
So close.
I was trying to help you out, Perfecto. I was trying to give you one.
I want to take a little bit of the tricep off, but it didn't quite connect.
All right, mid-pressure from Cloud9, deep nades.
Oh, wow.
Exertion at the angle, but the AUG wins out.
He brings the AUG out. Of course he does, Electronic. At this stage in the game, searching for series point again.
And Cloud9 have had two chances to win this game, and they've let both of them slip. It's MOUZ who have never had a chance to actually win it. They've always been fighting for the next overtime.
And it doesn't look like they're going to get that chance. They're taking significant damage. Players so low. A player down two. Brolin attempts the peek out of cave. It will not work. And he'll smoke out short instead. Brolin decides to drop on back, predicting a play to come his way. And that's exactly what Cloud9 offer up. Boomich and Hobbit, they come out on top. And now Cloud9 are in pole position to get to map and series point. 4v2, but the peek from Hobbit and the second shot from Torzy. It's sick. And now Yimfat has a 1v2 in front of him. And this young Finn does not care about the clutch. He feels no pressure. He wins these for fun. And the shadow spotted. Surely Yimfat trying to draw that fight, but now they've doubled up, and he won't be able to get it.
Oh, look what it means to Boomich as well. That one's a feel-good victory, 18-17.
Yes, 18-17. One round away from Cloud9 taking this series, getting themselves a matchup versus Gamer Legion, and sending MOUZ down to a battle against Monty.
Such a good early win from Electronic in middle as well. All right, third chance. How many is it going to take? Cloud9 have shown incredible resilience with how stubborn MOUZ has been, refusing to go away. And this time Exertion gets the opening. That's when Shuhei pounces, 2 for 2 in mid.
3v3 set up nice and early. Cloud9 a few steps away from closing out this series, but MOUZ want to battle back again. The first time around, it was a last-second headshot from Exertion to stop them from being sent out of the series.
And Cloud9 really doesn't care about defending this A bomb site.
Not at all.
Yeah, everyone's gone. And I think at some point, MOUZ noticed and realized that because there's been such a lean towards the B bomb site for Cloud9 throughout this whole game.
And there's no utility really for this retake, right? They don't have smokes. They have one flash, one Molotov. Cloud9 have got to hit headshots, and they're going into the donut. Brolin's going to take them out. That's a first kill coming in for MOUZ, second in from Torzy, and we go again. This overtime keeps on refreshing, and we've got plenty more Counter-Strike.
I cannot believe MOUZ is able to come back in all these rounds. They've won 3 series points. Again, no chance for them to win this map just yet. Look at Exertion, there's the opening, the space needed. Shuhei with the trade, and you feel like it's a huge advantage in the post plant for MOUZ, and they just close it out nice and easy.
You're so right, though. You know, we're seeing Cloud9 stay committed to that B defense time and time again. Surely now that's being figured out, we'll see a little change up.
I'm just so surprised in a 3v3. Perfecto spots them in mid and hears them in mid and shifts back towards the B bomb site instead of fighting at all for any kind of standing at A.
Triple nade stacked down into the B lane. Brolin takes significant damage from it, but he'll still stand over half health. There's about to be a peak as Boomich is on the exit of Jaguar. He's going to hear the pins, the utility will eventually be thrown out, and he senses a timing to go. And Boomic is going to go for it, takes away Brolin, and there's no trade potential. There's no chance for a kill back from MOUZ.
And they're fine doing this setup because Perfecto is inside the bomb site at the default pillars, just holding it up at the angle towards ramp. Now, if you're MOUZ, that smoke indicates they've fallen back, and Hobbit slides out. Perfect timing.
Oh.
Can't get away, but damage done.
Yeah, that's certainly felt here for MOUZ. They've got to try and recover this 3v4 now. And the bomb stays committed to the B side of the map. They don't have many options to rotate back to A. They still have plenty of time, though.
This setup doesn't work twice, does it?
Maybe. It's difficult to break apart. It has been dismantled and changed up, and Boomic making noise. He's so low on health. Utility being tossed into the cave. And Boomic will not take damage from it, so he can stay there. Electronics rotation over. Shuey was not ready. He was preoccupied about the presence towards cave, and that opened up a chance for a kill from Electronic. And now Torchi's overwhelmed. Electronic stepping up in this round, and just Exertion with a 1v4 ahead of him. He'll go down to Boomic's relocation, and Boomic is happy about that one.
Boomic gets the first and the last, but man, Perfecto's relocation is so smart. Shuey's just distracted entirely because Perfecto puts out the Molotov and jumps in towards cave. And Shuey's just so convinced that's the main defense, what leaves him open for Electronics peak. And Cloud9 once again take a lead.
It's an emotional roller coaster for everybody involved in this series.
Now the highs and lows, especially on this third map. The first two maps, first map is a blowout in the favor of Cloud9. Second map's a blowout in the favor of MOUZ. This one has been neck and neck the whole way through. And no one escapes from that pressure.
Cloud9 with the small lead of 1 round. Utility comes into elbow again, making it uncomfortable to stick around there. You know you're going to have to pay a health tax, and he is gone. Exertion cannot get around that corner, trying to force the issue through elbow, but good utility from Cloud9.
Yeah, Boomic read that. MOUZ has ran this same crunch a couple of times. We saw it just previously towards the end of the last overtime. This time Boomic holds onto the nade for an extra couple of seconds and tosses it in when utility starts coming over. That was meant to be a collapse between Shuey and Exertion, and it's just taken away from them.
Oh, the spam down. That's a beautiful way to get a kill this late into the game. Brolin spamming through, catching Perfecto, and draws at least one step back.
Especially onto the op. Boomic slides into the position that spam would hit as well. Axal pushing up in A main is going to keep track of anyone falling all the way back. He's actually posturing like he wants to wrap all the way.
Oh, he's going for it, Jason. He's committing to this.
Yeah, but there's a window here. If MOUZ can make it into Donut before this flank comes in, Axal will at least catch Torji.
You'll see his direction, and he doesn't get the kill, and now Axel is completely messed it up at this point because there's no one inside of the A bomb site, and he's given away what he's doing. He's given away his move, so they accelerate into the A play. Electronic gets over on time in the rotate to get a kill back, and Cloud9 have got extra players, and those are working very effectively. It's just Torji left. They spotted him a little bit earlier in this round. They know he's around the donut somewhere, and they'll get that defuse in shortly. Torji does not have the weapon nor the utility to get out of this one. He's fighting in the donut, but they're giving him chances. They really are giving him chances. And eventually they will overrun him. And Groove can take a sigh of relief because he looked like he was on the edge.
Yeah, that second kill comes in, you get a little bit worried. It looks a little bit silly from Brolin just walking through that smoke, but you realize Axal's pushed up and tried to wrap around middle, so he's going to be A main. You know there's one in Temple coming in because he's just killed your teammate. You really have nowhere to go if you're Brolin other than stuck inside the bomb site. Had to try and make something happen. And again, Cloud9 this time opening up overtime strong, 20 to 18.
Here comes Exertion. This time he is allowed out of the elbow, and this time he'll elbow his way through mid. Electronic and Perfecto cast aside, and MOUZ up 2 players right from the get-go. Boomic's gonna try and pull that back. He's detected, but it doesn't matter. He drops Torzi, and with that kill, the bomb is down 2, and Axel uses that chaos as a distraction to move forward. It's an absolute mess in mid, and the bodies scatter the battlefield.
Yeah, it's a brawl. It's like both teams agreed that the round would be won and lost at middle because they just kept throwing bodies at the problem the whole time. But now MOUZ in the 3-on-1. they can pause. They can wait, they can take a breath, see what the reaction is going to be from Hobbit.
Brolin making his way through B. He's sensing there's no one here. He'll call that back to his teammates. And they shall join him in just a moment.
Hobbit once again just so far out of position. He'll have to sprint the whole way.
And Ninja defuse again.
Last round of this first overtime, half of third overtime.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
So it'll be 20-19 when all is said and done after this. MOUZ have to win all three to win in overtime on their CT side when they switch.
Hobbit going for it. Certainly what he can in, but as you mentioned earlier, his position was just too far out, and he won't be able to stop the 19th going against Cloud9.
He's up to 31 kills, Hobbit, in this game. Exertion at 32, and look at this job in middle. Almost transfers over, but that's a tough shot for Perfecto to hit with the AWP as you recover. And there's a little bit of a change-up. The AWP being one of the aggressors in middle. They were hoping to get him in position to take a pick, but Exertion just gets out way too quick and neutralizes the AWP in that role. Timeout called by Cloud9. Setting up what's going to be a T-half. 2 rounds and they win. 22, the magic number. And at this point in the game, you're not looking at the playbook. You're thinking back to everything you've seen throughout these overtimes, throughout regulation. You're trying to adapt on the fly based off how MOUZ has been playing. And if we remember at different points, Cloud9's most effective T-sides have been attacking the extremities. They haven't found too much success in middle. They haven't shown the overwhelming aggressiveness that MOUZ has, that Exertion has, to just take middle through the utility.
Electronic will get towards elbow, but it's just a throw utility. He won't be going for that aggressive maneuver around the corner. Exertion climbs up onto the ledge. Shue's with him. And they're hearing a lot of presence from Cloud9 here. Shue thought he had a chance to take the first kill of the round, but it's not to be. And Boomich is being bombarded. He's down to 17 health.
Yeah, the cost of maintaining control of lane that early in the round. He's going to back off, and he'll be the designated utility chucker.
Cloud9 settling into this round, a slow-paced T-side. Just wasting the utility of MOUZ, getting themselves into position. Could have been a beefy net, but just about misses Brolin. Does a little bit of damage, takes it off the top. And now Axel's even dropping further back to join them at B.
I mean, this obviously looks like it's just going to end up at that B bomb site. They want to take over Cave and Jaguar first, so Torji's going to have a chance with his AWP to have impact.
And there's so many players on this side of the map, so MOUZ have a chance to shut this down. Torji can't miss though, and he's forced to miss because he has a flash to the face. And now with 25 seconds left, the commitment up the ramp is being stalled out by the fire, so Axel can't join his teammates, and Cloud9 need these kills now. They need to get into the bomb site. And they're doing damage, they forced them back. The plant is coming in. Electronic confirms that. And now we're down to a 3v3. MOUZ trying to come back in for this retake. They've got an incendiary and a flash to make it happen.
That's a huge Molotov out towards long. That buys Boomich so much time.
And he's just got eyes on this. He just wants one more kill, but he's not allowed it. And so Axel has to step up in his stead, and he's been so good on this map, but he is gone. And so it is on Electronic. So cool in these clutches. He's got himself one from behind the box, and this time it's a defuse on the MOUZ side of things. Exertion comes off to swing. He gets rid of Electronic and gets back to that defuse. It's tied up all again.
That's so massive. There's so much time left in that bomb planet, and Electronic feels like he has to bite on the tap, on the defuse, and Exertion just knows he's got plenty of time to get off and find that kill. Just barely holding on, and Cloud9 actually won out at a certain point, forcing that long defense to retreat fully back to the corner behind the cube. It actually felt like they got an advantage, but Boomich could never find a better position.
And Torch is bringing the energy, and I think his headset has not appreciated that. So a tech issue here to get that one solved, and I don't think it's going to be one that lasts too long.
No, it's a classic. A little excited on the celebration. That's a look. That's a death stare from Perfecto. Admin's just passed it along. It was a headset issue for the MOUZ side. We'll be back underway shortly. Players settling in now. Fist bumps back around. And we continue on with overtime. Third overtime.
What a game this turned out to be. It's always the games that have the two blowout first maps that deliver on Ancient for the third. And again, we are no closer to deciding who will be taking this one. Nick goes forward, Hobbit. Ooh. It's going to be Boomich that nearly eats that one, but just about dodges it. And Electronic, he's setting up his team for what looks to be a quick play up this B site. Brolin comes out, spots out Boomich, laying down the law with his AUG. It's not getting anywhere here for Cloud9. They're held back after that first kill.
Did they run out of steam? Have they finally run out of steam, Cloud9? Looks like they want to burst through this smoke, but so many counter flashes coming in, making it awkward. Oh, perfect for Shuhei. Coming in, there's the smoke blown open. He's got another.
Yeah, they nuke the smoke. They reveal multiple players and MOUZ up a couple of members here. Perhaps Cloud9 really have run out of steam, but there's new fuel found. It's Perfecto's kill on Brolin. And he might be able to get a little bit more here. Molly's out towards he cancels him out for the meantime, and there is obviously a lot of time and space to plant this bomb now, and Electronic is going to confirm those digits down, and Perfecto's looking for fights.
You got to work up courage to move out of the bomb site if you're one of these two.
Oh, they line up with each other. They're eclipsing one another, and this could cost them. Oh, it's fumbled. Oh, it's absolutely awkward inside of the site here on Perfecto. This is going to be so tough. This is going to be ridiculous, and he can't do it. He can't pull this one off, and it's going to be MOUZ suddenly up to map and series point for the first time.
Yeah, it's so hard when you're both stuck in that bomb site. Those clutches, you just can't cover enough area to prevent the retake from happening, and they were forced to just double swing because they know if they both sit there, they're both dead. Tough situation to be in, and finally, for the first time, MOUZ is going to have series point. They had to force overtime, they had to force double overtime and triple overtime. Now they finally have a chance to take it away.
This game is absolutely incredible, and it could have been decided way earlier on. Cloud9 had a last-second headshot go against them. They've had multiple chances to close this. But MOUZ are now the ones ready to take this series.
And they're back to a B hit. 3 in a row.
Running out of steam,
and I mean,
running out of ideas.
They've been stopped here a number of times. I'll say, though, this angle from Torji has not been successful throughout this map.
No, and it won't be this time. He's forced behind that smoke, and Brolin, he'll play from the cubby, swings on out. That's Axel down early. Here goes Brolin again, lining up a double, and MOUZ have done it, pushed to the brink multiple times. This team survived. They showed tenacity. Cloud9 came close so many times. MOUZ only needed one chance, one opportunity, and they took it.
And give so much credit over to Brolin in this third map. When you consider he was having such a slow start to it, a slow series in the first 2 maps as well, but ever since he lost that 1v1 clutch, ever since that